Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have another episode of Southside Struggles, the Chicago White Sox rebuild series. Today we are going to be doing our yearly prospect Palooza, which basically just means if you haven't been here before, this basically just means we're going to go look through our top 5 or so prospects in our minors and just give them a little bit more love and TLC than typical. So looking here, you can see our top 14 currently prospects in the top 20 list in our organization. Cedrick Peck is our number 1 prospect. He's 75 overall. He has an A potential. He'll probably be up in the majors in a few years. I mean, he can be up in the majors probably as quickly as this season. I mean, if he keeps performing well, he has a 1.44 ERA. He only has 1 save. Interesting that we're not utilizing him more as a closer, even though he's in that closing position. I do believe, I'll go double check it, but yeah, so he's killing it this year. He's 75 overall. He's probably better than some of our actual relievers that we have in the majors. Yeah, he is better than Divya Garcia, and like that's just insane. As a 19-year-old, he's dominating. So in a few years, he'll probably be our best reliever, and then we'll probably have to make a tough decision with Jose Leclerc and see how we're going to progress with him. Maybe we move Leclerc to the relieving spot and we move up Cedrick Peck. We'll have to see. But currently, Peck is just doing amazing. He's going crazy in AAA, so we're going to give him some love. Before we get into that, we're going to run to the rest of them, rest of our prospects. Another new name on the list is Andreas Cabrera. He is our second. I think he's around 40th. We'll go take a look here in a second. But he's also a younger guy, 19 years old. He's only 61 overall, has B potential. He's currently in AA. He's a starting pitcher, has a decent pitch miss. I think we drafted him last year, or we probably drafted him 2 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. His MLB ETA isn't until 2028, so he definitely has some few years of progression before he gets up here. Then we have some familiar faces. Jacob Gonzalez, still needing to find a spot for him. He's getting up there in age, 23 years old, so we really need to find a spot for him in the majors if he can even come up. We might want to trade him at the deadline to see if we can get another big name on the team. Noah Schultz, another guy he's a little younger, 22 years old, so he still has a couple years. He's 73 overall. He has improved some. Jacob Gonzalez only 72. And Hario Uriarte, similar situation to Jacob Gonzalez, just kind of getting old. He is a pitcher, so we give a little bit more time to develop, and he can probably be something good. And then our Samuel Zavala is number 6, and we can run through the rest of the list here. If you want to take a look, go ahead and pause. One name I do want to point out is Miguel Silva. He was a number 1 pick last year, or number 2 overall pick, our first round pick last year, and he just wasn't what we thought he was. He's not having a great season in AA, batting a $140, OPS at 444. They're looking like Wendy's out there. So without further ado, we're going to go jump right into it. We're going to have to try to find a game that he is relieving. So this might take a little bit for us to see if Cedrick Peck will be able to relieve here in a moment. So we'll get back to you all in a second. Jumping back into things, it took us a while. It took us about like 3 games, probably like 15 minutes outside in the real world, to get a situation where Cedrick Peck is up to pitch here. And we are facing the Rochester Woo Pigs. I think it's Rochester Woo Pigs. I could be confused. But Cedrick Peck gets his first strike as he's going to lay down a sac bunt, or a drag bunt. And he will get on base. That'll be a bunt single against our closer. And we did figure out why exactly we weren't seeing a lot of situations where Cedrick Peck was into closing. That was because we did not set that lineup correctly. So Cedrick Peck was our like long reliever or like middle reliever, something crazy. So we changed that. So hopefully he should be getting more opportunities. As Iglesias does not have the arm to hit the runner there, so they will move into second base with that wild pitch. As we get a strikeout looking, and that is what we drafted him for, to get the big strikeouts and the big moments. Runner on second. Pitching clutch comes into play, and Cedrick Peck doesn't shy away. He gets a strikeout back. Ooh, 3 strikeouts just looking on some decent pitches. As we're going to go to this curveball. Haven't used that yet. Wasn't too bad a pitch. I do like his fastball. Hangs in around 95. Would love to see. Ooh, and another strikeout looking up and in on that fastball. We'd love to see him get his fastball to like that 97, 98 range. And that's something we can work on with velocity training and stuff like that. And if he can get that there, oof, he's going to be really, really good. He has a good pitch mix as he gets a swing and miss there on Coffee. And this is the last out, our last pitch of the game, possibly. And it is another strikeout looking. He had 3 strikeouts here in his debut. We're probably going to give him another few opportunities. And we'll have to search and find those. But we'll give him a few more goes here. I'm a freaking moron. I'm a freaking moron. That was only... that was only the first half of the save there. So this is going to be a 6-out save. I misread that completely. I thought we were through the 8th inning. Wow, Boza moved by me. But luckily we struck out the side after allowing that sack or drag bunt. And that's another strikeout on the fastball. 4 strikeouts today. So, I mean, it's a good performance. Don't get me wrong. I just was definitely confused. I thought we had already gotten the save. Definitely misread the inning number. Thought it said 8 or 9 instead of 8. Ooh, as Zavala will range to his right there and make that play. It's a big ballpark, so a lot of ground to cover out there in the outfield. Looking to get the last out of the game actually this time. Not the fake last out as we had in last inning. Ooh, swinging strike. We're going to go back to this curveball. Didn't get a good pitch last time. See if, oh, nope. But hopefully Tatum can get there, and he should be able to. And that will be a save, a 6-out save by Cedrick Peck. And oh man, he might be a good player. I mean, even if he comes up and just puts in our bullpen for, you know, the playoff run if we get there. No, the whitesox. That's who they are. Cedrick Peck, player of the game, 4 strikeouts and 2 innings of work. He gets only his 2nd save of the season again because he wasn't in the right position for it. But man, oh man, I'm super excited about Cedrick Peck now. Didn't really notice who he was, or not notice who he was. It was kind of just like a lucky pick we got. And it kind of just happened into it. Coming up now, we have our new pitcher, Andres Cabrera, down in Double-A. He was we put him in the rotation for this game. This is his first start in Double-A. He's 61 overall. He is 2-0, 0 games started, .54 ERA, and 16.2 innings of work out of the bullpen. 15 strikeouts. Strikeout rate is at 25%. Walk rate's down at 5 and whip at .48. So bouncing around there, I mean, on those stats. But he looks to be pretty good, especially for only 61 overall and coming out of the bullpen. And, you know, some probably high leverage situations. Maybe not as high as a closer would be. I'm super excited about him as well. If he can upgrade his potential to an A and kind of progress faster than what he's anticipated to, and possibly gets like a 70, low 70 overall by the age of like next year or so. Ooh, as we get a stop there. Can he make the play? Ooh, and we barely get to play it first. Good Lord, that was close. But if he can progress well through the next year or two, I mean, he could be at least a trade piece, if not come up and take that 5th spot down the road. Because right now we definitely have spots 1 through 3 cover. Number 4 seems to be Flaherty, unless something crazy happens. But that 5th spot is definitely elusive for us. I mean, it's elusive for most teams in the MLB. I mean, how often do you see a team with a solid 5th star that comes out every day and you know you're going to get a win? I would say probably maybe 3 to 4 a season. So, I mean, he's the youngest of our pitchers, and he's our 2nd best prospector in terms of video games, rating them. Basically, they definitely look at how long he has until the majors, so like age, and then overall, because he's not the highest overall prospect we have, not the 2nd either. But it definitely looks at how young he is comparatively to our other starter prospects. So, super interesting to see how we're going to cover him over the next few years. I'm hopeful that he will make a big splash in Double-A and hopefully get progressed to Triple-A and increase it overall and move up. We get a fly out here to end the inning, and that's through the 1st. No issues there. We get 3 runs in the the bottom half of the second, or the first. We are on a cushion for sure. We can just go 5 innings. We'll be in the seat for the win. So we got to fly out there. I'm not sure what the kind of guy he is. I mean, with this pitch mix, you know, fastball, 4-seam, 2-seam, changeup, and sweeping curve, you would think he's a strikeout guy, but the overwhelming speed, power, velocity on that fastball just isn't really there to kind of solidify him as a strikeout guy. Maybe he's just kind of a funky pitch to contact, keep it, you know, in the ballpark kind of guy, rather than, you know, if you want to be a ground ball pitcher, typically you have a sinker. That changeup can work in your favor and give you some ground ball hits, but typically you have a sinker in your mix that you can throw. I mean, maybe he'll develop one. As we're gonna try to range over here and make this play, and we will. He's a fielder too. I don't know what his I think his overall is fielding. Like a lot of that is one thing. A lot of the prospects you pick and their fielding is atrocious. Like some of the worst. Like there will be like some guys that are like, oh, they're a decent player, then their fielding's like 2. And it's like, what? It's a 2? Like what is that? I mean, I understand, but I feel like a 2 is like you don't even try to put your glove down half the time. Like there's a hole in your glove. There's another pop out. So maybe he is just a pitch to contact guy, keep it in the ballpark, let the defense work behind him kind of guy. Who knows? It's much to see on his future. Obviously, only 19 years old. And the game's saying it's 2028, so he'll be 21 years old at that time. I'm not sure if we'll advance him that quickly. Maybe looking more to 2030. I'm looking to see if he can, what would be like a 24-year-old, 25-year-old. That wouldn't be a bad time. I mean, if he comes up at 25 years old, he has a 10-year career. I mean, that's a good career. And it's so skewed. I mean, you look at nowadays. I mean, you look at Bryce Harper. Oh my goodness, who's Mike Trout? Could not think of his name for a second. So you look at Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. Those are like 2 of the youngest rookies ever, and they turned out to be really, really good. But those are like your once in a lifetime, once in a generational players. Weird that they like 2 of them came up at the same about the same time. But like players like, I mean, even Jackson Holliday, he was young when he came up, and he didn't have a great time. Jackson Cheerio, he started out hot, kind of cooled off, and that's what you're going to kind of see with really, really young players. So that's a big reason why pitchers take so much longer, is because pitching's a little bit more difficult to really master than hitting. It just takes a little bit more. Another pop out there to get out of the third. But it's just they're a little bit more patient on pitchers. I mean, even Paul Skeens, who's had 2 at this point, great outings in the majors, was held down in the minors for like what seemed to be 2 months too long. I mean, he was dominant in the minors, basically proved everything he could prove, and they still held on to him. Given they did eventually bring him up at only 21 years old, so like he's a little bit of a anomaly. But again, he's a once in a generation type of player. Yeah, I mean, you look at, oh wow, a blue pit. So I don't know. They're a little bit more careful with pitchers. We may be a little more careful with pitchers, but I mean with Cedrick Peck, who's also a pitcher that we just showcased, it's hard to keep him down. I mean, looking at him, he's 75 overall already. He's an A potential, dominating AAA. He went straight to AAA, didn't even play in a single game in AA, and he's dominating. So like, how are we supposed to make sense of keeping him in the minors when he's literally would be our like 3rd or 4th best reliever? The only issue is we don't have a closing spot for him in the majors. Ooh, so I wanted that one bad. We just don't have a closing spot for him in the majors. That's another pop out. We're gonna try to get this one. Wave off the catcher maybe. Nope. Catcher will still get it. But it'll be interesting. I don't know. I was not anticipating when I signed Jose Leclerc to ooh, a little single into the outfield. That'll be a bad throw, and it'll be a stand up, 1st to 3rd. It's only 1 out here as they are finally making a push. First runner in scoring position today, and giving Cabrera a little bit of trouble here. Ooh, bad pitch. That'll get down the line for a single. Bad time by us. Oh, he's running a 3rd. Oh my gosh, another bad toss in from the outfield. Full advance runner 3rd. If he would have made a better 3rd, that would have been an easy out, number 2. We are still up 3 runs. We scored a 4 some time in the last 2 innings. So not the end of the world to give up 1. But we still need to keep it under 4-3 if we want a quality start. I would love to get a quality start in his first outing here. We throw 3 straight balls. And a ground ball, hopefully for a double play. That's 1. He's safe. That fielder's choice will end up as our run scored. So we've allowed 2 runs here. Getting up into the 50 pitches in this outing so far. A little early on that. We're going to go with this changeup. See if we can get him swinging down in the zone below the knees. Ooh, makes contact with that. A few inches outside the zone. We're going to run the heat up on him. The heat, that is 93. As we get a fly out to center field, and that'll get us out of the 4th. As we do allow 2 to come home. But we keep the lead. And we are still up by 2, so that's critical. Keeping us up by 2 is definitely big. 1, you solo homer can tie you up. 2, you gotta definitely put some players on it. He's been pretty good outside of that last inning to produce here. Back here in the top of the 6th, after a little bloop single, we got 3 straight flyouts in the last inning. Didn't really want to show you all that. That was not a super fun inning. I mean, this whole game has just been a bunch of flyouts, pop-outs, except for that, 4th inning. They've gotten a lot of runs. But he's definitely showed us a little bit of what he's got to offer. We're probably going to keep him in the starting lineup. Ooh, there's a bad swing there on that fastball up and in. But we're going to keep him in the lineup, the starting rotation. I'm going forward as that ball is deep. But it stays in the park, thankfully. That'll be the first out of the 6th. Not sure how long they'll let us go with 2 runs today. We are at 67 pitches. I'm not sure if his stamina is that good. He doesn't have much energy left, but the CPU always does some funky stuff. That's why I want like a, hey coach, can I be pulled type of button? Because it's just crazy that they leave us out here. Ooh, as the ground ball will get past the second baseman. Oh, barely. Just barely past the second baseman.
Next is the switch hitting first baseman, Sean.
That'll be 1 runner on, 1 out. Another pop-up. He's got a ton of pop-up. So he definitely feels like he's going to be might get hit a lot, but he's going to try to limit walks and just keep the ball in the ballpark. But at the same time, he had 25% strikeout rate in his stats. So I don't know where the strikeouts are coming from, as that's a bloop hit single. So runner stays at second. I don't know where the strikeouts were coming from. I think we only have like 1 or 2 today. It was on this disgusting sweeping curve. Ooh, that is a good pitch. I don't remember if I'm thinking of somebody we looked at this year in the scouting, but I remember somebody having just like a really disgusting curveball that was their best pitch, and it was like their 4th pitch. So we get a fly out to end the inning, hopefully. And that will be the last out of the inning, because we have a quality start under our belt, and they will relieve us at the top of the 6th or top of the 7th. But he had a good outing. I mean, only allowed 2 runs, struck out 0. He has 0 strikeouts. So I don't know where the 25% strikeout rate's coming from. He's allowed 6 hits, so 1 per inning. No walks, so kept that whip around 1. Allowed 2 earned runs. Not a bad performance by any means. I'm pretty excited about him. Hopefully he can develop into something better than just a minor league arm for us. But we'll have to wait and see. We're going to go ahead and simulate into the next series. And we're going to play as Zavala. I was going back and forth on Zavala. After doing a little bit of reconstruction of the lineup, we have Miguel Zavala in the lineup. He's up batting $138. Hopefully we can turn that around for him in this series against the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. We are away. I don't know. We drafted him, what, 2nd overall last year? He looked like a good player. I mean, we were definitely confused. He dropped a lot after we fully signed him, and I just don't understand how that was possible, as we have a ground out to shortstop to be the first out of the second inning. But I don't know. I was excited for him. He looked like a guy that could be, you know, come up and do something. I mean, he's not a bad hitter per se. I mean, he's good contact, good vision, good clutch. But outside of that, he's just really bad at fielding. Potential's just not there. As he does get a hit up the middle, that'll be a single. I don't know. And he doesn't really have speed. I mean, he has 61 speed. So maybe he can steal a bag here and there. But like if he maybe had like 99 speed, then it'd be like more reasonable for him to be a number 1 overall pick. But we're gonna go and see what happens. Oh, as we do get a good jump, we do get a steal. So I mean, maybe he will be a decent back stealer. I mean, I don't let him see. I mean, 61 speed, maybe he can develop it. I don't know. With only 61 speed, I don't really see him being an incredible back stealer, especially if he's going to be in the DH role. You're probably not going to focus more on speed because it's really only one-dimensional at that point because you're not going to be able to use it in the field. As we're up here for our third hit, our third at bat. One runner on, swinging a ball up and in the zone. And he's a small guy, too. So, I mean, I thought he was going to be something like a Jose Altuve. Small strike zone, but maybe have some pop here and there. You know, small guys are always harder to pitch to. You don't have as much zone to work with. We get a grounder to second base. And it'll be another ground out for Silva. I don't know what we're going to do with him. Maybe we can fool some team into thinking he's good and trade him. That's another ground out. I mean, he's getting good timing, just literally 0 degrees of elevation. So there's not much going on. As we got 2 here in the top of the third, or top of the 10th. As we are up 3-1 in Pensacola. It's another hit, and that'll be to shortstop. Oh, and they take the force out at second. It was a close play. We do get the win. We're going to play another one. We'll be right back into it. We're back again with Silva against the Blue Wahoos. Buck 43, just not going to do it. I mean, maybe he'll develop. Maybe he'll develop, but I'm going to go on the limb and say this was probably the worst pick that we've had so far in our dynasty. Just a number 2 overall picked, and it's like Cedrick Peck, who was a round 2 pick for us, like what, 30 something. He was an amazing pick for us. I mean, he's already looking to be in the majors after just not even a full year, not even a half year yet in the minors. And like, but Silva, who was supposed to be, I think he's second base. I honestly have no idea. I kind of gave up on him after I saw that he was just miserable. I don't even think he has any quirks. And look at that. Like, he has no pop. 28 power. 65 clutch. Like, 68 contact. But it's just like, what else is he going to do? He can't field. He's not fast. I'm not going to take up a DH role for him if he can't hit, like, at least some homers. And it's just like, there's nowhere for him. And he's swinging through a fastball down the middle. So he's already 0 for 3 today. Looking to go 0 for 4. A big 0 for. He has 75 vision, so like that's really, really good. That's probably what even got him to 60 overall. But it's just like outside of that, what are we doing? Where is the benefit? Man, I'm like actually really incredibly upset about it. Just because we probably could have drafted somebody really good. I have a list of all the draftees around us, so I'll see how they go, progress through their career and stuff. But let me swing at that. That was on me. I hope he surprises us. I really do. I hope he just comes out of nowhere as we score 3 somewhere, I think. Or they score 1 to tie it up, as we do have a runner in scoring position. But I hope he surprises us. If he can somehow develop into some decent player, even just a role player, just a replacement player, as he does get a ball into the outfield, will that be deep enough? They're going to send him. Oh, that should be easy. He should be standing up. Yeah, they're not even close. So he gets a sac fly to put us up here late in the game. So he did something. Not completely useless, but again, we'll jump back into his third and final game, and we'll see how that goes. So we're back here for his third and final game. He's batting a $135 now, so we've drove his average even down further. He does have 5 steals, and he's the second on the Barons in steals. So, I mean, maybe he can turn into as a base stealer, kind of fast contact guy. Maybe he can be that guy we needed, the speed demon. That would be kind of awesome if he could somehow change his career, change his fate from being a perennial minor leaguer to somehow getting on the major league roster just to be a leadoff guy. You know, hit 250 to 280, but still, you know, 70 bags a season. I don't see it. I don't think the speed's there. But maybe if he can develop to like, there's no way he's gonna get to like 80 speed. I'm like grasping at straws here, just to come up with some type of benefit we would get from drafting him as we swing over the slider. One into the gap. That should be at least a double if the dude will run, and it'll be a ground rule double. So, I mean, I don't know. He's gotten something. He did something for us. Puts 2 runners in scoring position. Would have been an RBI probably if it wasn't for the ground rule double. But our batter behind him, Varys, could not do anything with it. Hopefully Galani can do something. But a pop-up will end the inning here. We had 2 in scoring position. 2 left on base by the Barons. Not great. Not great. Not awful. Oh, as the Blue Wahoos get 2. We're up here for his 3rd attempt. Oh, it's a nice little hit. Get down. Oh, and it's past him. He does make the catch, so it should be at least a triple. Should drive in 1 run. Oh, could we go all the way? No, we're not going to. We're going to stop at 3rd, and that'll be an RBI triple. So, yeah, he's had him a good game today. He's, you know, 1 of 3 games. Not bad. So that's good. I mean, every 3rd day he'll be productive. I mean, that first day he was like, what, 1 for 4? So it wasn't like the end of the world. Oh, as we get a run scored here as well, as we tie it back up in the top of the 6th. The inning after they scored the 2. Still tied here in the top of the 8th with the runner on. If he can deliver here, maybe we will take everything we said back about him. Maybe not. Who knows? Should I just like change his stats behind the scenes? I'm shrugging right now. You can't see me. Obviously you can't. But we got out there to second base, and it looks like we may get one more opportunity. We do. As Varys hits a 2-run home run, and then Capelli hits a 2 RBI double. We are in the top of the 9th, up 4 with the runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Maybe we can drive in another RBI in the showcase and just really prove me wrong. Prove all the haters wrong. So we are swinging through that ball on the inside. Now we got a contact swing just to stay alive. Hopefully we can do it. What am I swinging at? That'll be a strikeout to end the game for Silva. That'll be not a terrible performance, albeit as Andres Cabrera's also gets another win. He's doing pretty good. Andres Cabrera's came back around. Jackson Rose takes the loss. But yeah, maybe he'll turn around. Maybe he'll get an upgrade to his potential. It's not impossible. Some players do it, some players don't, but we'll have to wait and see for sure. As we do go on a 3-game win streak with him after taking a 14-0 loss. I just now saw that. That's crazy. So who are we going to do next? Back up here for his 3rd at bat. Hopefully we can do something in this one. Haven't had much luck this game. Oh, another hit to shortstop. But this one's not on the ground this time. It's a line out. Back up here again for a 4th at bat. We're finally facing a lefty. Or we are facing a lefty. Not finally. He's not as good against lefties as he is righties, which is typical for a left-handed pitcher. Or, sorry, hitter. Hopefully we can deliver something, and that will be a single up the middle off that looping big curveball. And we'll get on base. With 81 speed, we might be able to do something here. And I'm not really sure what Zavala will be in the next few years. I mean, we already have Robert Jr. kind of locked up on a decent-sized deal, and honestly, we're probably going to re-sign him. I mean, I don't know what else we would do. As that is a fly out. Yeah. It's going to be a fly out, so we retreat to first base. But yeah, we have Robert Jr. up to contract. I forget how many years, but I mean, even if his contract ended today, we'd probably re-sign him just because he's such a good player. Hasn't really performed for us, unfortunately. But, oh, there's a line out to first base will end the inning. So that'll be the end. Back up here, first third at bat in the top of the fourth. Hopefully we can bring a runner in here. Oh, and we're early on that. Please go out of bounds. Or out of play. Oh! As a first baseman makes a heck of a play out there. A little jump at the side right there and gets gets a freaking pop out. Up here for the fourth at bat, I think. Fourth at bat in the top of the sixth. And we are swinging at a changeup that it literally didn't even make it to the plate. What are we doing? 0-2. 1-2. We need a hit, Zavala. We need a hit. Gotta come through. Gotta come through here. As he gets one right down the line on a good pitch to hit. They will not get the double play as we barely beat it out. But it will be a fielder's choice, so it will go down as a no-hit for him. Unfortunate for us. He takes off again. Ooh, easy steal. Would have loved to go first and third on there in the pass ball. That would have been insane. Would have loved. That would have been crazy. Probably his last at bat unless we keep going to extras. Ooh, what if he hits a homer? Oh man, that was a pitch to do it with. Jeez, good timing too. Just completely misses it. That would have probably been perfect timing too. The barrel head lined up well. So we swing at that ball that was on his foot. Oh, that first pitch really screwed me up, man. That was perfect. If we would have made contact with it. Oh, could have actually hit homer, but didn't because he missed the ball by like 5 inches. So love to see that. At risk for going 0 for today, and we do. Oh, should have contact swing, but honestly, that was not a terrible pitch. Right above the zone. That'll do it for us with Zavala. And that'll actually do it for us in the video, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in today. It means the world to me that you all tune in. If y'all wouldn't mind, go ahead and leaving a like and hitting that subscription button. If y'all, wouldn't mind doing that, that'd again help out the channel immensely. It would make me, super ecstatic about it. You don't have to. It's just I'm just asking to ask at this point. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I will stay tuned for the next one, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.